Good evening. Please stand for our national anthem and alma mater.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2024. Thank you for being here this evening to be part of such a momentous occasion. It is now my pleasure to introduce your senior class president, Emma Pinson.
Dear graduates, faculty, guests, and families, as I stand before you today, brimming with pride and gratitude, I am deeply honored to address you as your class president. Our journey together has been nothing short of remarkable, filled with moments of challenge, growth, and triumph. When we embarked on our freshman year, we were met with uncertainty and adversity. Our 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip that we eagerly anticipated had been canceled, masks became a daily necessity, and quarantine had become part of our routine. Yet, despite these setbacks, we refused to be defined by circumstances beyond our control. Instead, we chose resilience, we chose unity, and as a result, we have achieved incredible things. Just look at our achievements this year alone. Our sports teams have soared to new heights, with multiple students qualifying for state competitions. Our marching band has captivated audiences in prestigious parades, while our symphonic band has earned superior ratings at district adjudicated events. Our LM Select Choir has shone brightly on esteemed stages, including a performance with the Cincinnati Chamber Orchestra. And let's not forget our LM Chorale and Mixed Choir's stellar performance at the OMEA State Adjudicated event, where they earned top ratings from all judges. Academically, we have excelled beyond measure. Our academic team's national ranking of 101 and state ranking of number 4 are testaments to our intellect and determination. The individual achievements of our classmates are equally impressive, from earning scholarships like the West Point of Cincinnati Scholarship and the Anthony Munoz Scholarship to attending prestigious programs like Girls State, Boys State, and even Girls Nation. We've had students achieve the esteemed honor of Eagle Scout and others recognized as National Merit Scholars. This year, we even gotten to experience new opportunities that furthered our unity. We got to experience a sleepover in the parking lot, came together to prank the teachers, and had the opportunity to attend many pep rallies, as well as even participate in a field day for the first time with the help of our student government. Each of these accomplishments is a testament to the dedication, perseverance, and talent within our class. As we stand on the cusp of a new chapter, let us carry forward the lessons we've learned and the bonds we've forged. Let us embrace the challenges that lie ahead with the same courage and resilience that has brought us to this moment. Congratulations, class of 2024. As we embark on the next phase of our journey, let us do so with heads held high, hearts full of hope, and a fierce determination to make a difference in the world. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our superintendent, Mrs. Morrigan.
Good evening, Little Miami class of 2024, families and friends. I am proud to stand before you and celebrate the passionate, caring, and talented individuals in front of me. I would like to begin tonight's celebration by requesting any member of the class of 2024 who is enlisted to serve in the United States military to please stand and be recognized. There we go. Thank you for your service you're about to render to our country. Please remain standing while I ask all active duty and veteran military members to stand and be recognized. It is my honor to offer you thanks for the service you have provided to our country. Next, will our faculty and staff please stand and be recognized? This extraordinary group of people dedicate time, energy, and talent every day, ensuring our students have what they need to get to graduation and to be successful after graduation. Their passion is truly inspiring. Thank you for your service to Little Miami. Finally, will our parents and guardians please stand and be recognized? Thank you for entrusting us with the education of your most valuable treasure. We understand the enormous responsibility we have in shaping their lives and support your partnership with us that has been instrumental in ensuring their success. There is one more person tonight who deserves recognition, Mrs. Jennifer Like. Mrs. Like has planned the last 14 years of commencement ceremonies and has done an outstanding job each year. Thank you, Jen. And now to you, students of the class of 2024. Today marks a significant milestone. As you transition from high school student to your next chapter, take a moment to reflect over the approximately 2,325 days of school you attended, the hard work, the late nights studying, the countless projects and assignments you completed that got you here today. Now remember the friendships gained along the way, the teacher who believed in you, the person who made you laugh, the family member who showed up for you, the feeling you had on the first day of kindergarten, on the first day of high school, and the feeling you had tonight as you walked into this building. These feelings, people, and memories helped make you the person you are today, the person at the end of your Little Miami School Days chapter. Tomorrow, you begin a new chapter. The world awaits you, and it is full of new opportunities and new challenges. It is up to you to grab them with courage. Remember that success is not measured solely by the grades you receive, the money you make, the accolades you earn. It is also determined by the lives you touch, the friendships you make, and the joys in your life. This next chapter is an exciting one. Whether you are headed to work, the military, or college, remember your attitude, efforts, and experiences are shaping who you will become. There is a quote by Charles Swindoll that has resonated with me. I try to live by this quote. Maybe it will resonate with you as well. It's titled Attitude. Charles states, "The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, and skill. It will make or break a company, a church, or a home. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we want to embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. As I conclude, I want to share my hopes for each of you. I hope that you choose a positive attitude, that your futures will be filled with success, that you laughed often with friends and family, that you find fulfillment in life, and that you are always a Little Miami Panther at heart. Congratulations, class of 2024. You made it. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kevin Harleman.
Good evening, everyone. Before I take the next 78 minutes to talk about the class of 2024, I think this is a great time to show some appreciation. Seniors, please take a look around the audience. I want you to know that these are the people that have supported you and helped you over the years. Let's show them some appreciation and give them a round of applause for all their love, support, and guidance over the years. I must say that it is a true honor to be standing before you tonight as the principal of Little Miami High School. One of my goals this year was to create a positive and fun environment for all students and staff. This is something that I truly believe in. A small example of this was the crazy pants that the admin team and I wore on Fridays to promote positivity. Actually, now that I'm standing in front of you, I actually kind of feel uncomfortable in these clothes. Mrs. Like, maybe next year we ditch these gowns and go for some crazy pants. Recently, someone asked me if I liked being Little Miami's principal. My immediate answer was, absolutely, I love it. Little Miami has the best students. At multiple events this year, including sporting events, awards ceremonies, and even prom, community members, police officers, and even other principals have come up to me and said that Little Miami students are the most respectful and the most positive, and I agree. There's a pride here at Little Miami that you just don't find everywhere. Much of that pride stems from generations of Little Miami families. Let's be honest, some of the parents sitting here in the stands today recognized several of their former teachers down here on the floor. Mr. Gray or Mrs. Stein, perhaps. A great deal of this pride also comes from the new faces and families we meet each year. Our district is growing every year and continues to grow because people recognize what an extraordinary district Little Miami is. Another goal that I had this year as the new principal was to help give you a senior year that you would always remember. I already knew that you would leave here with a top-notch education. Our outstanding staff ensures that happens. But I also wanted to give you other memories to carry on as you leave Little Miami. I hope the homecoming parade, the spirit weeks, pep rallies, and the first ever field day help make your senior year a great one. It sure made my first year as principal memorable. I never thought I would sit in a grocery cart for a picture, but anything but a backpack day made that happen. So to go back to the original question, do I like being your principal? Absolutely. And it's because of you. Your smiles, your jokes, your growth, your dreams. The class of 2024 has made my first year as a Little Miami High School principal awesome because you are all awesome. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Rahi Patel.
Good evening. As we stand here on the brink of a momentous occasion that we will forever remember, it is only natural to reflect on the journey that has brought us here. We have gone through some of the most challenging years together, made mistakes along the way, may have hurt someone's feelings, and maybe even gotten hurt ourselves, all while trying to figure out who we are. Throughout it all, though, there has been one silent supporter that has truly been with us for all 4 years: failure. One of my earliest introductions to failure as a child was having my grandma hold my sweaty palms and gently trace her finger along the prominent lines. Palm reading. It can be traced back to other ancient practices and has grown embedded into my culture. The miscellaneous, seemingly unintentional lines can explain and predict your entire life by just taking a glimpse at your palm. I was meant to live a long life, which was pointed out by the long, curvy line flowing transverse to the bottommost region of my hand. However, it was the tiniest gap in the horizontal line stretching above it that held my eyes in a chokehold. The gap represented indefinite regression in my life. Now, I'm not saying I believed any of these readings. However, I still find either reassurance or defeat in what these lines preach. I perspired at the thought of failure taunting me through my hands whenever I looked down at them. Failure felt like a splash of paint on a crisp new t-shirt, or driving your car through a fresh puddle of mud. However, I never would have been awarded this opportunity to speak before my class if I didn't have failure on my hands. Failure has allowed me to continue fostering my curiosity and passion for learning by encouraging me to take rigorous courses where I was destined to experience a setback. It has allowed me to take classes like AP Chemistry and make it out alive with fond memories. It has made my academic, personal, and career successes more fulfilling. I have accusingly equated failure with loss throughout high school. I avoided discussing my failures with friends or family, fearing judgment. However, my relationships have grown through failure. It has allowed me to understand that everyone experiences their own setbacks while trying to achieve success. I understood failure to be a detour on the path of becoming an accomplished individual. This naive perception of failure has since diminished after reflecting on the empowering stories of trailblazers such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Serena Williams. Failure has been my greatest teacher. And if high school has taught me one thing, it is you will make mistakes and you will make them again. These mistakes are not the dead ends that we perceive them as, however, catalysts towards success. I want to thank failure one last time for bringing me to this stage and paving the future with countless more memories and hopefully even more success. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Hulsman.
At this time, we recognize student achievements. Students who have maintained a cumulative 3.75 GPA are identified by wearing the green and gold medals. Students who belong to the National Honor Society are identified by wearing the blue NHS sash. Students belong to the National Technical Honor Society are identified by wearing a silver NTHS cord. Students who belong to the French National Honor Society are identified by wearing a blue, red, and white cord. Students on Hope Squad are identified by wearing a red and white cord. Students who have donated blood at a minimum of 2 times are identified by wearing red cords. Students in the top 10% of the class are identified by wearing gold cords. Would all these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Sanders.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Salutatorian and the valedictorian of the class of 2024. The class of 2024 Salutatorian is Ethan Smearsall. Ethan is the son of Julie and Paul Smearsall. He plans to attend the University of Cincinnati, majoring in aerospace engineering. Congratulations.
First, I would like to thank my family for supporting my passions and fostering my desire to learn. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Gray, Mr. Maupin, and Mr. Lovins for helping me find my future career path as an aerospace engineer. And a final thank you to all my friends in the Little Miami School District. I am honored to be your salutatorian. Thank you.
The class of 2024 valedictorian is Riston Bender. Riston is the daughter of Karen and Ron Bender. She plans to attend Miami University, majoring in biomedical engineering. Congratulations.
To my parents, who always pushed me to keep going, to my brother and friends who have always had my back, laughing and crying, To my teachers who inspired me to achieve my goals, and to my coaches who taught me dedication, thank you for being an important part of my journey. I'm excited to move on to the next chapter in my life, but it won't be without remembering the journey I took to get here. 12 years of friendships made in the classroom and on the field, the anticipation of an exam, the countless hours of studying when all I really wanted to do was sleep, the tears and frustration after a long day of classes. There were times I thought I'd maybe give up on myself, but each of these individual experiences led me to where I am today and influenced my desire and determination of my goal of being valedictorian. To all of you, take time to soak in your experiences because there's no point in reaching the end of your journey if you don't embrace the highs and the lows of the path you took to get there. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Mackenzie Evans to the stage.
Hello, class of 24. You might find this surprising, but high school is pretty similar to the mile, 4 laps around the track. Freshman year is equal to the first lap. High expectations, anxiety at the start, and not sure what the rest of the race has in store for you. Sophomore year, aka the second lap, is where you start to get comfortable. You've already done 1 lap, so you're prepared, but you understand that you're only halfway done. The third lap junior year is the toughest lap because you're tired, but you have to stay strong to be able to finish strong. What I'm trying to say through this convoluted metaphor is that we just finished the race. Our senior year was the last lap, the lap where you have to give it your all, the lap where all you want is to just be done running. The faster you run, the faster you're done is what my coach has always told me, and sadly, he is right. Because now our race is over, and it seems like around every corner, we're finishing huge chapters of our lives. The goodbyes become more frequent, and it's hard to accept that we've walked out of the doors of Little Miami High School for the last time. So if high school is like the mile, then what happens once you finish the race? It's simple, really. You prepare for the next one. But this time, the race doesn't have to be the mile. The race might be a marathon, a race to get to work on time, a race to get to the pool this summer, but always the race will take you in a new direction. Class of 24, I know that everyone here will be competing in their own races this fall, and it is exciting to see everyone's path that they have chosen. And now that you're starting a new race, make sure to remember what you've learned from the one you just finished. Some things I learned during the mile that is high school is the importance of good relationships, how to be more confident, how to become a leader, and how to improve my academic career beyond what I thought was possible. Even though we just finished the race, I know we will all push to run faster times and exceed expectations because the class of 2024's futures are bright. Thank you. Dr. Harleman will now give the presentation of diplomas.
Mrs. Morgan, Board of Education, staff, and guests, it is my pleasure to present you the Little Miami class of 2024. As their principal, I certify that all graduating seniors have met the requirements as set forth by the Ohio Department of Education and the Little Miami schools. Seniors, please prepare yourselves for the presentation of diplomas. Out of respect for each guest, please hold your applause until the end.
Emma K. Pinson. Riston Marie Bender. Ethan Michael Smearsall. Rahi Patel. Mackenzie Jane Evans. Nurm Abduleva. Wyatt Emerson Albers. Khalid Omar Al-Khatib. Samuel Norris Allen. Alec Jack Anderson. Larkin Macy Angel. Madeline Nora Armentano. Logan Preston Asher. Jacob David Evers. Marvin Joshua Iasu. Riley Paul Babb. Aiden Carter Bailey. Emma Joanne Baker. Natalie Ann Baker. Addison Lynn Ballinger. Emily Elizabeth Baylog. Jacob Marshall Banks. Gavin Reed Barnett. Cadence Lynn Barrow. Dylan Allen Bassmith. Taylor Madison Basten. Lillian Irene Beaver. Luke William Beckelheimer. Sean Robert Beckelheimer. Audrey Lynn Becker. Victoria Ann Beebe. Owen Patrick Benbow. Riley Madison Bentley. Wyatt Scott Berry. Elizabeth Jane Billups. Aubrey Morgan Binkley. Thomas Joseph Blackburn. Charles Stewart Blanton. Madeline Gale Blanton. Ohima S. Boafo. Evan Scott Pettigrew. James Robert Schmid. Brooklyn Allie Boberg. Ava Lynn Boldman. Caden Lane Booker. Gabriella Marie Borneman. Carson Earl Bowman. Mackay Christopher Boyington. David Allen Bragg. Marissa Ann Brenner. John Ethan Browerman. Grant Hayden Bronner. Abigail Alexis Brown. Connor Wombley Hochschla Brown. Brandon Ray Bybee.
Faith Ella Grace Bullock. Kylie Leanne Burnett. Blake Anderson Burns. Abigail Elizabeth Berwick. Owen Theodore Burwinkle. Alejandro Javier Busher. Haley Nicole Cable. Erica Ann Marmolejo Calderon. Mia Estelle Camp. Avery Grace Caprioni. Autumn Marie Carter. Kathleen Rose Carver. Aiden Isidro Castillo. Mackenzie Leanne Centers. Presley Ann Clark. Jonathan Lynn Clater. Aiden Michael Close. Carson Allen Cook. Bethany Lynn Marietta Coomer. Elise Noel Cooper. Evan Christopher Cordray. Matthew Thomas Coy. Abigail Catherine Craig. Lucinda Bell Craig. Andrew Preston Cravener. Gavin Daniel Crothers. Wyatt Mark Cunningham. Avery Elijah Dalton. Chloe Lauren Davis. Kayla Ann June Davis. Trinity McKenna Davis. Chase Allen Day. Cody Evan Day. Olivia Christine Dean. Tanner Stephen Daimling. Journey Ray Olivia Delanoy. Kenzie Sky Alejandria Delanoy. Leela Lynn Dixon. Carson Richard Durger. Michael Anthony Dorsey. Anderson Michael Dowden. Kylie Brianna Earls. Robert Joseph Eichmann. Caleb Adel Erdadi. Skyla Gail Fecker. Colin James Fee. Alex Michael Feist. Cooper David Fearback. Brandon Michael Figueroa. Meredith Maxine Finch. Jackson Blake Fisher. George Aiden Forrester. May Bernadette Frazee. Jared Vincent Frenzer.
Mia Garcia. Samuel Douglas Gosman. Jacob Jeffrey Gearhart. Grant Watson Gies. Joseph Philip Gershon. Christina Marie Glazer. Gavin James Goodhart. Brendan Andrew Grake. Caitlin Sue Grake. Elena Wren Grulick. Matthew Liam Groom. George Hutchinson Hall. John David Harvey. Davis Glenn Hatt. Alexander William Heckscher. Aiden Roderick Heenan. Hannah Rose Heilman. Sarah May Helfenstein. Gabriel Miles Hemrick. Hannah Diana Marie Henning. David Clinton Hensley. Lyndon Oscar Henson. Luis Bernardo Herrera Labrador. Shelby Jane Hicks. Thomas Marcus Hicks. Cougar Jameson Hirschauer. Jonathan Alvis Kenneth Houchins. Olivia Riley Hubbard. Kyle Patrick Hughes. Benjamin David Hunt. Amaya Nicole Hunter. Caleb James Hutchinson. Sophia Soretta Ely. Mason Lane Eisnick. Benjamin David Jackson. Joshua Jashawn Jackson. Claudia Lynn Jackson. Cadence Diem Jarowski. Nathan Richard Jeffries. Allison Grace Johnson. Anna Rose Johnson. Cameron Bryce Johnson. Elisha Rosmond Jones. Avery Nicole Judd. McCaleb Reese Juliette. Mason Ryan Juliette. Jaden Michael Kautzman. Kylie Paige Keffer. Gulsanam Casanova. Marley Ella Kleiman. Tristan Robert Cornicker. Grant Christopher Kozabud. Michael David Krolchek. Aurora Danielle Kuhn.
Abigail Marie Lane. Alexander Benjamin Laware. Destiny Marie Lee. Brooke Ann Lindsay. Shelby Faye Lindsay. Emma Kaylin Linneman. Gracie Renee Lloyd. Sydney Christine Lofton. Adam John Looker. Emma Jean Laux. Zachary Bradford Lutz. Matthew Daniel Lyons. Aaron Rory Mahoney. Sydney Catherine Maidenberg. Tyler Ryan Manaccio. Emily Faith Marucci. Savannah Lynn Martin. Austin Lee Mason. Lariah Marie Matthews. Madeline Bell McCauley. Ryan Broderick Romeo McAllister. Holden James McDowell. Charles David McGinnis. Kevin James McLaughlin. Kennedy Lauren McVeigh. Aaron Christopher Meadows. Victoria Elizabeth Meinking. Odina Melieva. Legend Sean Metzger. Taylor Chin Milkey. William Arden Miles. Haley Unica Miller. Jack Allen Miracle. William Patrick Moats. Brendan Christopher Murphy. Landon Scott Murphy. Lincoln Anthony Music Quick. Dakota Allen Nelson. Benjamin Michael Nestor. Christopher Michael Newman. Kaylee Marie Knoll. Olivia Renee Knopfsinger. Cameron Keith North. Aubrey Therese Olikas. Ryan Thomas Paddock. Christopher Van Parker. Alessandra Rose Patterson. Kerrigan Isabella Hope Payne. Anya Sophia Perry. I'll squeeze out this.
Gavin Persons. Foster James Pettit. Tyler Thomas Pinetto. Bryson Matthew Poe. Marin Nicole Powell. Sabrina D. Powell. Reed Anthony Pringer. Nicholas Oliver Quatman. Zane Akai Reddick. Paige Addison Reed. Kylie Lynn Reese. Tyler James Wrench. Ethan Michael Reynolds. Anna Rose Ricketts. Darby Renee Ricketts. Evelyn Marie Ridout. Claire Allison Rigby. Nicholas Scott Rourke. Ethan Reese Robbins. Arlen Samuel Rose. Samantha Ann Rose. Haley Marie Royce. Anthony Thomas Rule. Isabel Claire Ruger. Gulshana Adabekovna Samieva. Elsa Lynn Skarpinski. Cooper Jackson Schmidt. Samuel Gerald Schmidt. Lacey Elizabeth Shriver. Michael Lawrence Shuckman. Jaden Robert Scott. Kylie Elizabeth Scott. Mikey Alexis Segovia Angulo. Nora Elizabeth Sakella. Charles Javier Cerna. Jordan Lee Sexton. Savannah Michelle Lynn Shane. Levi Bryce Shannon. Olivia Catherine Shaw. Emma Nicole Sheik. Carson Hunter Shelton. Kulkar Shukratova. Nicole Ashley Signor. Emma Grace Sizemore. Mason Scott Snyder. Bradley James Salto. Gustavo Esteban Soto Garcia. Colin Patrick Spears. Alex Bradley Spencer. Rylan Joseph Staff. Drake Terrence Stevens. Tyler David Stevenson. Emma Faye Stevens. Jordana Riley Summers. Alyssa Ann Swartz.
Nikki Tehran Taidi. Hope Noel Terry. Caitlin Kathleen Teamy. Kylie Nicole Thompson. Braden Jackson Thornton. Jasmine Marie Thurman. Audrey Marie Timler. Jill Annabelle Toft. Landon Michael Toppin. Kamala Tosh-Politavo. Vernice Trejo Garcia. Parker Sean Tubbs. Riley Kendall Tucker. Gabe Robert Earledge. Christopher David Van Pelt. Volodymyr Yevgenyovich Vodovichenko. Alexander Joseph Voles. Zayden Blake Voltaggio. Caitlin Elizabeth Walkenthaler. Jason Dean Wages. Oliver David Wagner. Alexander James Walker. Micah Rain Wall. McKenna Rayanne Waller. Alexis Marie Watkins. Ali Hope Weaver. Angelica May Signorine Webb. Tyler Lee Weber. Joseph Gary Wiemeyer. Cody Lee Weigel. Tanner Robert Weiss. Olivia Orlando Weisbrot. Lily Marie Whalen. Helena Irene Whaley. Austin Edward Weisenhunt. Bryce Jaden White. Asher Clark Williams. Isabel Suzanne Wills. Gabrielle Elizabeth Wilson. Nicholas Roberts Wing. Jake Anthony Wittenauer. Chase Stephen Wong. Kyle Anthony Woodward. Landon Chase Wright. Wesley Everett Yates. David Moonon Yang. Ellie Faith Zudavern. Cody Dwayne Taylor. James Anthony Boyle. Shane Lee Arnett. Miracle Unique Thomas.
Emma, as president of the class of 2024, can you please join me here on stage?
Seniors, please stand.
Go ahead, yell it. All right. Say it, it's okay.
Seniors, you may turn your tassels.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the class of 2024. Congratulations!